What's going on, guys, and welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where every single week I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network. Today we're talking the latest edition of WWE Ride-Along, entitled Delicious Detour, that aired after Monday's Raw on the network. This episode featured Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in one car, and then Rusev and Lana in the other. The total travel time was only about 20 minutes. I forgot where they're leaving from, but they're going to SmackDown in that same city later that night. And of course, they have to stop at KFC for food on the way there. This episode, I am virtually certain, had to have been sponsored by KFC. There are no less than 1 million mentions of that fucking food restaurant on this episode. They go there, they show the logo 1 million fucking times, and that's cool and all. But it was so over the top, I'm like, okay, I need to stop hearing about KFC right now. Like, this is way too much. But anyway, Mandy and Sonya start off the episode in their car, arguing over who's going to drive, before settling on KFC for what food they're going to eat before they get to the arena. And Mandy and Sonya, in case you're not familiar, have their own YouTube show where they eat donuts in front of the camera in the car. They're not eating donuts on this episode. I think they talked about on their last ride-along a while ago, but instead of eating donuts on this episode, they want KFC because they're in Louisville. Why not? In the Lana and Rusev car, Lana says that the ostrich is the most dangerous animal in the world and also talks about alligators. Sonya and Mandy talk about being in their hometown for WrestleMania 35 as both emanate. They both live in New Jersey. I don't know if they live there now, but they're both from New Jersey. It was there that Sonya debuted new gear for Mania 35, and Mandy Rose loved it. Mandy then brings up Sonya's Fallen Angel character from Tough Enough, which I think they talked about on the last ride-along, and they showed footage of that here. And this is no Christopher Daniels, I'll say that much. It's just an awful character where she fell purposely to, signify the fallen angel. The dumbest thing I've ever heard, but it was funny at the moment. And it was funny watching it back to knowing where Sonya is today. Rusev, meanwhile, recalled the KFC Battle Royale, where they fought, I think it was Rusev and Ziggler, maybe? Or Ziggler, no, it was Rusev and Miz. And I think Rusev and Miz eliminated each other, which led to Ric Flair winning the whole thing. So yeah, that was a commercial for KFC. Mandy says that Sonya is always on her phone, and that's why she gets mad at her sometimes, because she always has her head buried in her phone. Rusev and Lana talk about their dog Joy, who has 15,000 Instagram followers. Good God. And Lana says that their dog is a lot like Rusev. Both pairings, both Mandy and Sonya, and then Rusev and Lana, they all go to KFC, separately, of course. Sonya starts eating the chicken when Mandy goes in for the bathroom. She has to go to the bathroom. She goes into the building. While she's gone, Sonya starts chowing down on the chicken because she's fucking hungry. Mandy and Sonya then start eating these Cinnabons that they got for free with their meal for their YouTube show. They fall in love with them. Lana gets called out, or she talked about getting called out for stopping traffic, which happened a few months, I think it was during WrestleMania weekend, but yeah, she got called out for doing a fucking photo shoot on the side of the street, I think in New York, and she got called out by a certain celebrity, like an actress from another TV show, that had no idea that it was Lana, which is hilarious. But yeah, what a dumb thing for Lana to do, and of course she justifies it by saying, oh, I'm ravishing, don't blame me. Obviously she's kidding, but it was still pretty dumb watching that back. Like, she was stopping traffic because she was like half naked on the side of the road taking pictures and doing a photo shoot. So why would you blame those people that are stopping on the side of the road to watch her? And then how can you not get pissed at those people for stopping to watch her, and in the process stopping traffic because New York City is a shit show? Anyway, moving right along here, they talk about Mandy and Sonya, that is. They talk about Otis Dojovic being obsessed with Mandy, which dates all the way back to her time in NXT. They call him creepy, and Mandy says that half the time she doesn't even know what he's saying. And they also show footage of Otis dressing up as Mandy for a Halloween Battle Royale in NXT, I think last year, if not the year before. Lana and Rusev talking about making a comic book where the fans will draw the comic book for them, or something along those lines. It has currently a Christmas release date, which is cool. Sonya reveals this trick that she could do with her mouth, or she could do that girl thing. I don't want to even attempt to try it. It was big like 15 years ago because my brother used to do it, and it was so fucking annoying. But yeah, she talks about how she could do that here. Mandy Rose botches the hell out of it, and she can't do it. But Mandy comes up with a grand idea. She says, hey, if you do that at Money in the Bank, this is taped before Money in the Bank, if you do it at the pay-per-view, maybe you can distract everybody and I can win the briefcase. Of course, that did not happen. Rusev talks about working with 2K and how Roman Reigns was like a point above him in one of the old 2K video games, and how he was pissed about that. He even made a joke about how Roman Reigns, he's like, that's not true. He can't be anything less than 100, because that's how good Roman Reigns is, which was hilarious. Mandy and Sonya then talking about forgetting things a lot. Rusev and Lana play the Machka game, and this game, I think it's the third one they've done here in Ride Along. This one is Who Said It. They have to correctly guess who said what quote, and then Lana wins the whole thing. A lot of the quotes are either from other episodes of Ride Along they were in, or episodes of Total Divas that they were in. Mandy and Sonya then have trouble with directions, but they get to the arena. Mandy wants some more chicken before they go into the arena. Sonya disappoints her by telling her, I'm sorry, I ate the whole thing. Which is why it's important why I noted earlier why Mandy was driving, because Mandy was driving and she was distracted by driving, Sonya ate all the chicken, and Mandy's pretty pissed off about that, as I would be too. And then Rusev brings the KFC in the arena, and they praise KFC up the asshole about how great it is, which further drives home how sponsored this episode is. It has to be sponsored. It absolutely has to be, because they were praising KFC up the butthole here. But that's not a bad thing. This was a good episode of Ride Along. Check it out on the network. Delicious Detour. Speaking of which, I gotta get out of here. I'm fucking starving. On that note, though, real quick, check out the other videos here on the channel. Subscribe, like this video, comment, share it, all that great stuff. I appreciate it. We'll be back with a new network and show at some point. Unless they air some new network content in the next few days, I'll likely be back on Monday or Tuesday reviewing whatever airs after Raw this coming Monday. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.